Let's finish off this section on marketing by talking about marketing segments. Bass Pro Shop, if you've never been to one, I recommend you go. It is a full-blown trip into an overdose of anything to do with fishing. They sell fishing rods, fishing reels, stuffed fish, lures for fish. They have every single kind of hook you could possibly imagine. They have boats, they have motors, they have everything. They have fish food. They have everything you can imagine you could possibly have. It is an entire experience to go in and just see this gigantic store dedicated to the art of outdoor sports, but especially fishing, especially bass fishing by the time you're all done. It's incredible. It is a super heavy duty store just focusing on this one niche, except it's enormously large. It's called niche marketing. You find a small but profitable market and sit down there and beat it with a stick until you get some profitability. It's a big thing. You'll see a lot of niche marketing taking place on Amazon. If you want to find something, I want to get this particular item and it's only sold by 7 people in the United States. You go on Amazon, you're invariably going to find it. About 40% of Amazon has these teeny tiny niche markets weeded throughout the entire aspect of it. And we call that a long tail model. It's huge, it's big, and you're looking for one item, so you want to go to the place that has it. Or if you're into fishing, okay, you hop to a Bass Pro Shop. One-on-one marketing still is around. You pay attention to that, especially on your higher end ticket items, when you want to sit down and focus in on somebody who's going to spend a lot of money, like a car or a house. That's one-on-one marketing because they're going to get a large commission out of it and they're going to give you spectacular service to get that money out of your pocket and into theirs. You also have mass marketing, which is really big, and you're going to have products and promotions to large groups of people, things that you'll sit down and focus into. I like this group over here. They are, and you sit down and market to that one group, and you sit down and hammer it through with the things that appeals to them as a group. I want to hit all the 20-year-olds. I want to hit all the moms, all the dads, all the baseball dads. Oh yeah, and get those dads out over there and sell a full-blown out for a 2-year-old to sit down and wear and go to the ball game. Really? Yeah, really. They do stuff like that. It's called mass marketing. Relationship marketing. Remember I told you about that foundation aspect a couple sections back? Okay, well that's our relationship. Hey, how are you doing? It's so good to see you again. I thought it was your birthday last week. Was it your birthday last week? And you sit down and keep in time with them by offering them products that meet exactly their requirements. Talk to them as humans. They love it. It's really built on open communication, consistent, reliable service. And service nowadays is a big deal. There's an awful lot of places that have mediocre to poor service. If you pull off being consistently good in your service, people will come to you because they want to sit down and have you pay attention to them. Stay in contact with the customers. By the way, in service, if you can answer the phone instead of having a chat bot do it, more power to you. It might cost a little bit of money, but you're going to have people paying more attention to you because most of us are fed up with all the electronic communications in the process. True, honest, and ethical behavior, what a rare thing. I came across a contractor that I've used multiple times and recommended him multiple times. I says, you know what? He does what he says he's going to do. How much more ethical can you get? A lot of people don't do that. If you do that and develop that reputation in the market, you'll have a constant stream of people coming to door. And by the way, that contractor, he has a constant stream of people coming to his door. Show that you truly care about the relationship between you and that person as a customer and what you want to have out there. Informal networking. You got Stitch Fix. They design a box of clothing that caters to your likes and they ship it to you. If you buy something, there's no charge. If you don't, it's $25. Whatever you're doing, you have a whole thing where they're catering just to you. You have your own personal shopper. You have all that. There's a lot of different little niches you can find out there. Find the problem and solve it with your company, and people will come to you. So the decision-making process, recognize the problem. And by the way, on all decision making, whether you're planning, whether you're selling, the number one thing is the problem recognition. It's always that. Don't solve the surface problem. Go down to the deep problem as to what you really want to have happen and what is the issue there. Search for information that pertains to it. Look for different types of alternatives. Come to a purchase decision, and then make certain that when your decision says, I think I spent too much money, okay, that you do a post-purchase evaluation All of us do it, especially when we overspend and we know we did. Then we try to find justification as why we overspent in the process. Make certain that you give the people a good reason. Niche marketing, sustainability, beeswrap, wrapper that's made out of beeswax. I don't know about you, if you're into sustainability, it doesn't get much better if you can replace plastic wrap with stuff made from bees. It's really kind of cool. You might get all wrapped up in, but the process you might get stung as well. Just a pun. Health and wellness. It's a huge market. Selling scents. Scents improve your well-being and happiness. Developed by a neurologist in a soap tin, candle, or perfume. Health and wellness. Pet owners. I don't know about you. We have pets. We love them. And so if you have a pet, you are spending money on them and we spoil them rotten. I mean, to be honest, sometimes pets seem to be nicer than the kids. Okay. At least the pet can't talk back to you when their dog, well, I guess they can, they can bark by the time you're all done. So there's pet cameras, GPS pet trackers, organic pet food, treats, and more treats, pet accessories, clothing, outfits, bows, ribbons, the whole thing. Yes, $99 billion market. Oh my gosh. So travelers, there's sustainable options out there and people like looking for sustainability. And if you have something that's special, then pay attention to them. Gamers, I don't know about you. I have a gaming addiction. I had to sit down there and cut it off. Me and my PlayStation 4, we had a part company. I couldn't handle it because I became a full-blown addict. Of course, none of you are addicts at all. But that being said, there's 2.7 billion active gamers. Did you know that if you look as to the actual audience that watches people and gamers for video contests, it's 300% larger than the National Basketball Association? Big money. Homeowners, people are trending away from home ownership, so people are looking for different aspects of how to sit down and have a really nice rental place. Remote workers, people like to work under PJs with their bunny slippers on. Okay, so we have an entire change out there. So what is there a market you can address in the process to help assist a remote worker at home? Pay attention to the marker, go out there, look in the factors that affect consumer behavior, learning, reference group, the culture, that subculture, that cognitive dissonance. In other words, they do this thing over here and then they have a conflict on the inside of the head. Why did they do that? Why did they buy that? Pay attention to the brand awareness, especially B2C and B2B, social media, what it takes to convert a lead into a customer. It's a big deal. Just because you got a lead, a lot of leads don't pan out into a paying customer. Gain customer insight, pay attention to budget, listen to that, the accountant in the back of your ear all the time, and watch that global market all the time. In the business to business market, pay attention to it. It really includes manufacturers, retailers, hospitals, schools, nonprofits, government. There's a lot of goods sold in B2B. Here's a comparison of B2B to B2C. The consumer market, we call it B2C. So that being said, a market structure, lots of potential customers, smaller purchases. Business to business, larger purchases. The products, a lot of times we concentrate them geographically for B2B. Okay, it's often very complex and has technical requirements. You don't have the same thing with the consumer market, and the buying process is a big deal. Here's one piece of advice I want to always give you. Regardless if you're in a B2B or B2C market, if the price tag's over 5 grand, let me tell you, the price is negotiable. Always negotiate it. The worst that'll happen, they'll say no. Okay. And the best that'll happen, they might say yes and knock off $500, especially for the B2C market. Pay attention to that. Always negotiate pricing whenever you can. There's a lot of prospects in marketing. If you have a gift of marketing, and I know people that have somebody that I know, he was an engineer and he left engineering and he became a real estate salesman. Well, engineering, he was making good money, but now typically he comes close to making $1 million annually because of selling real estate. Well, real estate, you don't need to have even a 6-month degree. You have to apply for a license and study for the license. Yes, you do, especially in his case, he's a broker. But that being said, he had all these different degrees as an engineer. And in real estate, he makes a massive amount of money, much more than he ever could possibly have imagined as an engineer. There's a lot of money there. A retail store manager, you can work for a Walmart store and make $400,000. I'm not kidding. $408,000 at the time of this recorder is a pretty common wage for a Walmart manager. Don't ever scoff at them. They work hard and they make lots of money. Marketing research is a big deal. product management, selling, advertising, sales promotion, public relations, and by golly, social media and web design. It's huge, huge, huge. The segments, niche marketing. I think if you're starting the business, pay attention to the niche. One-on-one marketing sells really well. Mass marketing to the consumers takes a lot of advertising, relationship marketing, and pay attention to the aspect that B2B and B2C are extraordinarily different. Your market segments, they play a big role in the things that you do in the world of business. Take care.